Ah, oh, that's hot. That's hot.
So what happens if you put the best rider on the best bike? Well,
a Ducati domination debut weekend. It is a turn masterclass here in Argentina. Marc Marquez is victorious here in Doha. He has dominated the 2025 Grand Prix of Aragon. He takes the checkered flag. Number 93 makes it win. Number 93. And Marc Marquez wins the Dutch GT here in Assen. Marc Marquez reclaims his crown. He reigns in red.
so what's the story? Well, let's look back at 2024. At the beginning of 2024, Marc Marquez debuted with the Ducati team, leaving his beloved Honda team for the very first time in his career. And though it got off to a shaky start, it got off to a pretty good finish and eventually got him a contract with the factory Ducati team for the 2025 season.
Win number 86, and none will feel quite as good as this. It was a magnificent, memorable motorland for Marc Marquez, and he repeats it here in Misano. Marc Marquez brings the thunder down under. The number 93 wins an epic Australian Grand Prix here.
So what happened to all the other Ducati riders that Marc Marquez beat out to get that seat? Well, starting off, we've got Enea Bastianini. Bastianini was the one that had the Ducati seat last season and for 2023. Bastianini lost his seat to Marc in 2024 when Marc severely outperformed him on a machine that shouldn't have been where it was. Bastianini then signed a contract with the Tech 3 KTM squad. Currently this season, he is the bottom KTM in the standings. He's struggled aboard that bike. However, for 2026, it seems like he may be signing with the Aprilia team, which leads me to my second rider, Jorge Martin. The 2024 world champion was battling with Bagnaia for the championship all season. Martin's consistency won him the world championship. However, in the pre-season testing in Malaysia, he had a heavy high side which took him out for the first few races of the season. Martin returned at the Qatar Grand Prix where he would sustain another crash, this of which fractured another bone, which caused him to miss out on more races. Martin is scheduled to come back for the Brno Grand Prix, which by this point of the video coming out may have already been confirmed. Jorge Martin has tried to find a contract clause in the Aprilia contract that he's got, however, to try and leave that team. It's a lot of drama to talk about in one video, so I'm not really going to go over it. This leads me to the final Ducati rider on this list, Pecco Bagnaia. The 2022 and 2023 world champion saw himself lose out on a world championship for the first time since 2021. Bagnaia lost the title to Jorge Martin after sustaining many crashes and not being nearly as consistent as his predecessor. In 2025, it was rumoured that Bagnaia would be versing Marc Marquez to go head-to-head for the world title. However, it's not really seemed to go that way. Bagnaia is currently sitting over 100 points behind Marquez in the World Championship and actually third in the championship behind Marc's brother Alex. Bagnaia has not had the best start to the season and hopefully can try and claw back a few more podiums and race wins to try and get himself a little bit closer. However, at this point in the season, it seems like it's done and dusted and Marc Marquez will be world champion. This is due to his 83-point lead over his brother in the World Championship. So, will this year be Marquez's year? And even better question, will next year be Marquez's year? As we know, Marquez is currently sitting one championship behind Valentino Rossi, and as of the German Grand Prix, has just overtaken Giacomo Agostini for the second most amount of wins, only being beaten by Valentino Rossi. Marquez currently sitting at 69 wins, Rossi sitting at 89. I believe Marc's definitely got this championship in the bag, and next season, I also believe he's got it in the bag. 2027 is a different story, but that's miles away. Though I do think it's likely to be Marquez if this pace continues and the Ducati stays dominant. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like. That would be greatly appreciated. And also subscribe down below so you don't miss another video. It's been a while since I've uploaded and I'm hoping to upload a little bit more in the near future. A lot going on, so I've found it difficult. If you do enjoy this style of videos, make sure you leave a like, as I said, and also leave a comment so it gets some traction. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.